Hello everyone, I am Amlan Basu. I am a PhD student at University of Strathclyde, Glasgow. Today I am here to talk on research, a career or just a waste of time. Since I am a PhD student and a research scholar, many students, professionals and other people keep asking me if research can be a career which can be taken as a profession. Can anyone earn enough money through it for a proper living? Is it worth doing or pursuing research? And many such questions. Well, first of all, we need to simply understand what does research mean. If we think that research only happens in a laboratory or work can be called research if it is published somewhere, then certainly we are wrong. Because even colossal researches that yielded greatest results have a signs of everyday thinking. If we look carefully around us, then every human being in this world is a researcher. Humans research since primordial time, which is evident from the way in which our ancestors, who were nomads, once discovered fire, metals, clothes, etc. Research has always been a part and parcel of our life. For instance, cooking. We learn the basics of cooking and then start doing it as it was taught to us. But as time passes by, we try to make some changes and try to do something different. In doing so, we get different taste in the same food as a result. Therefore, it proves that we went through the recipe again, made some changes in it, did an experiment, and we achieved the same dish with a new taste. This is also a kind of research. And this is not only not the only paragon. Washing clothes using our hands, wearing clothes in disparate styles, etc., are also among some activities that involve research that innovates something. So, if anyone thinks research is a waste of time, then let me tell you that you are wasting your time every day because you yourself are a researcher. Those working and earning in some stalwart firms might disagree with the above statement, as they may say that we do some file works, instruct my junior colleague, make plans and get them executed, etc., which do not need any manner of research. On this point, I would like to counter them by stating that when they do file work, they keep the already taught things to do that work in their mind while executing the same work, but to complete the work precisely and promptly we try to apply our own methods with the existing ones. In doing so, we get a result that shows that either the work done is perfect and is done in an expeditious way or not. What is this? This is research. Some same thing is with planning and executing. Every plan is different and is executed differently. And for all this, a lot of brainstorming is done either by an individual or a group, which again is a research. Because if it works, then you find out the best parts of the planning and execution. And if it fails, then you try find out the that where you went wrong and then try to fix the loopholes. This whole process is kind of complete research. Some people, especially the people who only loom after their house 24/7 may ask what manner of research we do, or are we even involved in any kind of research? The answer is yes, they also are involved in the research. I already pointed out that is cooking. The other research in which they are involved in is mesmerizing. It is a research based on human behavior. Rather, it is something that every human is involved in. When we converse with any person, after the conversation, we analyze every minuscule thing about the person with the help of different statements made by the person, and based on the complete analysis, we try to speak to the same person differently so as to persuade him or her in the way we want. The highest level of this practice is termed as diplomacy. Hence, I think I have quite sufficiently proved that every human being in this world is a researcher in some way or the other. Coming to the career part. Research as a career is a very subtle thing because of its diversity and complexity. The technical research activity is very different from the one we discussed and can term them as research of everyday thinking. Research as a career when comes to our mind, then the first thing that appears before us is the career in academia. However, That is not the case every time. Professionals working in institutes related to space, defense, automobile, communication, etc., can also be researchers. Because in today's world, every institute has a dedicated research and development department. The reason to have an R&D department is that even MNCs today understand that without any proper innovation that benefits the people, they can never be successful. Epitomes kindred to that are very much in front of us. From the concoctions done by Google, Microsoft, Intel, etc., on a daily basis. And by making the researchers common commercial, they earn ample profits. So one can figure out the importance of research from this. Coming back to the quotidian thinking that everyone has when people come across the word researcher and relate the word to the educationist, professor, university, etc. Well, I term them as the actual researchers who work on some peculiar problems which no one tries to deal with. This is why most of the luminaries receiving the Nobel Prize are the professors who teach and research in the university. This is because they are the people who are the real problem solvers and also the contributors to knowledge which tend to make a difference in the society and its future. However, we must remember that it takes several years of patience and to achieve a goal that can make a real difference in society. Even they are the most preferred people for allotting a project by both public and private entities as they are considered the best problem solvers and also they come up with an innovative implementation of the works. These are the reasons that make them the most deserving people to be called the researchers and the actual problem solvers that contribute to knowledge proliferation. However, the disgruntling part of their professional life is that it is fixed. They do not have the fate to enjoy any profit of the work that they do and it is then commercialized by any company or industry. Nevertheless, this varies from country to country. In many countries, such researchers have a very luxurious life which they deserve. Many people will definitely question that how can I claim that academicians are the best problem solvers and researchers? For them, I would answer them by taking the name of one stalwart personality who was even praised and followed by the great Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is the ex-chairman of ISRO and ex-professor of IISc Bangalore, Professor Satish Dhawan. Even Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam attended his lectures at IISc when he was appointed as a scientist in ISRO, and this has been mentioned by him in his books. All these instances help us limpidly believe that how the profession of a researcher is a highly acclaimed profession. Therefore, taking up research as a profession is a stupendous responsibility and a matter of great reputation. So, those contemplating to take it as a profession, one must have copious patience in them, quality to deal with ups and downs without being unstable, and the most important is the quality to deal with matters even if they are in the state of impromptu, both mentally and physically. Not only these, but you'll also have to have an appreciable project and man management skills, as in many cases they have to work on projects with many people from different domains. The précis of the above made statements is that one has to be multitasking, multi-talented, indefatigable and erudite person, a person ready to deal with anything that he or she come across. I would definitely like to encourage all and especially the youngsters to take research as their career and profession. But at the same time, I would also suggest that before taking research as a career, they must be mentally prepared for the gargantuan challenges that they will face throughout their life. One can become a successful researcher only if the person is ready to serve, to sacrifice, and to struggle with utmost dedication, determination, and discipline. I, with a sense of alacrity, expect that the youngsters and the posterity to take research as their career and profession in large number and make a difference in the society. Just envisage the future society where the majority of the people are from research profession and background. Therefore, a society with the maximum number of problem solvers who take the onus of solving different pertaining problems and not imputing it. I, with wholeheartedness, welcome all to this noble profession, which is certainly not waste of time, rather a world where knowledge with together towards communion triumphs. Thank you very much.